I don't like that you have the power of knowing all of the intricacies and the frame by frame because you're over here just like, they can't hear me. And I'm like, but when does that stop?
Now.
Now.
What's up,
And
Internet?
we're live on the internet.
We are
Hey, we're
live.
live on the internet. And I'm actually here. This is great.
This man who actually shows up to his own live show. Wild.
Yes. Oh, hold on. We got Mark on the show. I feel like this is a cause for. What do you guys think? Hold on. All right, so this is regular. This is a couple years ago, right? Okay, but then we got the blue hat. The blue
No, you gotta
hat's
go
pretty
blue.
fire too. So
Gotta go blue.
you gotta go blue. Okay,
I don't know,
cool.
Mark.
gotta
What
go
do you
blue.
think? Blue.
Yeah, you got to go with the blue.
Yeah, Mark's
Sure.
already got like
That
this
matches
whole
my
vibe
tie.
going on. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So yeah, we're going blue today. I feel like I feel fancy with the blue. Cool.
Oh. Control All Own member for 13 months says, "Welcome back to the show, Chase. Glad you can finally join us."
Really?
Happy to be here, bud. Happy to be here.
Got a full
Life's
house today.
crazy.
We do.
Yeah, we have a full house. Yeah, life's been a little nuts, so I do apologize. I have missed a couple episodes, but it's all because I have reasons for things, okay? I ain't just like, oh, I'm just going to go play COD. You know what I'm saying? I got cool shit I'm working on.
Oh. We do play COD on occasion.
Bro, it was like months ago the last time I played video games. Every spare moment of my time has been on a secret project.
Ooh.
Speaking of secret projects that aren't secret, DGR.
So projects?
It's a project.
It's an initiative.
It's a little bigger than a project, but
Yeah,
luckily,
only a
we
lot.
have yeah, we have a professional today that's going to be able to tell us all about how it's not a project and a way bigger thing than that.
Hi, Mark.
So I guess that's our intro. Mark, welcome to
Yes.
the shit show. I mean, live on Two Wheels. I mean, oh god.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. So Mark is the Atlanta ride host, I guess, for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride that's going to be taking place next month. So, Mark, welcome to the show. Maybe give everyone just a little bit about who you are and why you're actually here.
Yeah, if they haven't seen you on the last couple of years of us having you on the show for the DGR.
Exactly. Actually, you guys had Dutch on the first time, and so he came on with the radio voice, and a little hard for me to match that, but yeah. So my name's Mark. I'm the lead host for the Atlanta DGR. Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Hosts are throughout every city that they ride in. So we have hosts in Tokyo, Paris, LA, New York, all that kind of stuff. But I'm the lead host. We have a host team. So there's actually about 6 of us that help to organize the ride for Atlanta. That happens on May 19th. I'm gonna keep saying that the whole show.
Good.
Oh, was that May 19th, 2024?
May 19th, 2024, 9:30 a.m. in the morning.
Gotcha. I just wanted to double check that it was May 19th, 2024 for the DGR 2024 ride, that I will definitely be there. I just want, okay.
Exactly.
I just wanted to
And from what I understand, it's a 9:30 start?
9:30 start, yes, absolutely. On May 19th.
Oh, and so when you say, because some people that go ride and stuff like that, it's like we start at a time, but then there's like, is that kickstands up, or like when do me show up on May 19th to do this ride?
Physically, you show up. You can teleport in. You can ride in on a back of a truck, whatever. 9:30 is when everybody should be in the parking lot. Kickstands
Got
up
it.
is later. Yeah, kickstands up is
Got
later.
it. Okay, so
9:30.
arrive on May 19th at 9.
That's right. We thought we'd get everybody because in Atlanta, right? It takes everything's an hour away from everywhere else, right? So we
Yes.
thought that we would give
True.
everybody, hey, you know what? You guys can do local meetups at 8:30. Right in 9:30 is
I like
when
that.
everybody's going to meet centrally. We're
Right.
going to all do our ride together, and then we're going to have a big party. It'll be awesome.
But when you say centrally, you mean Eastern Daylight Time.
Yes, Eastern Daylight Time, not Central Time.
And not
We're not going to
Eastern
Barber.
Standard Time, because we're on Daylight Time. So,
Stop
even know
oh my
confusing me.
gosh, it seems like
different.
we have no content and we're just trying to fill anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Control it owned. Chase was not out on the MT10 because I was out on the MT10.
Yes, Patrick is currently on my MT10 for other projects that we are working on this weekend.
I'm
I'm
Hobby
glad you got
Chaos.
home safely, by the way.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic and a lot of. I'm doing my best to preserve the integrity of your front tire.
Ah, yes, indeed. That front tire needs no help, bud. You're good.
And then I see Hobbit of Chaos with a super chat, $1.99. Here we see the steps of beard growth. Jason with the
Yeah, you can
stash.
see this, which is sad.
And then Ghost is
it
coming in pretty
goes down
good.
to the boss fight of Mark down there. With
Yeah,
just
mine's ridiculous,
perfectly
and Mark's
trimmed
is
and
literally
everything.
perfect. So
Should I keep this
So-
going for next month?
Ghost, yes, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Shave
course.
everything the day before and just leave this little baby guy.
Okay. All right.
I dare
Well,
you.
I don't
I
know
am
the last
signed
time I
up for the
saw
DGR
the
myself.
underside of my chin, so that ain't happening.
I think we also see the progression of whitening as well because I don't dye my beard at all. So
Smart. I've got some grays coming.
Yeah.
I've seen them poking through.
there you
Yeah,
go.
it's all the stress that I had
it's-
that I've
More's
evacuated.
coming, man. More's coming.
I can't
Let's
hear
go,
you.
dude. I'm here for Raiden vibes. Totally down.
Listen, my hairline is a lot like that Drake song. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Ah. Huh. Ghost, do you have a wah?
Yeah.
I do.
That. Yeah, that's what we need.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
Awesome. So guys, I'm so I haven't done this in so long. I have lost the entire plot of the path that we typically go for these episodes.
Well, so today we're talking about the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. And we have
Right.
introduced our guests. The DGR, as we will call it, because we're the cool kids, that's been going on for what? Is it in its 12th, 13th year?
Yeah, I think it's like 13 years right now. It was started in Australia. This guy named Mark Hawa, he was watching Mad Men, and he was like, you know what? We need a ride that combines the vibe of Mad Men with motorcycles, and then is a nice charity ride as well. So, he's like, well, what kind of charity should we support? And he thought Men's Health, right? There's a lot of great charities out there for all kinds of different issues, that span anything from women's issues to, social issues. And there's not a lot of, specific rides or specific charities for men's health. So that was what he was going for. So specifically, it's prostate cancer research and men's mental health. That's where all the money goes. And again, it's worldwide. We've raised millions and millions of dollars. Last year in Atlanta alone, we raised over $70,000 in that one day.
God bless.
Damn, that's awesome! Holy shit!
Yeah, it's
I've
pretty
never
good.
heard the story of the Mad Men thing. That's awesome. I haven't watched the whole season or anything, but I've seen a couple episodes. So that's a cool vibe to start from. Just watching the show, be like, dude, I want to raise money to help men. Let's ride motorcycles and look fancy.
Exactly.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
Ride
such a
motorcycles
great
and look fly.
origin
I mean,
story.
What more do you need in life?
Yeah.
That's so fantastic.
So a little in Atlanta, a little history though. We were just looking at this. So last night we do our meetups for the host team on Wednesdays, and last night we were talking about it. So about I think it was 2014 or 20. I think it was 2015, right? There was a ride in Atlanta, and things went awry. So there was a guy that was out there stunting on his bike and crashed into somebody. And so the guys at the head office in Australia said, you guys are on timeout. So Atlanta's the bad boy of the DGR community.
Nice.
That tracks.
Typical, but nice.
so it got shut down for 3 years, and then my good friend Tim Ritchie brought it back. He got in contact with the guys. He's the guy that he has a men's clothing store here in town, and he basically said, "Hey, I want this to come back to Atlanta." And we've been steadily going up in numbers. Last year we had 250 riders ride. We had over 300 people register. 250 riders riding at once, escorted by the Atlanta Police Department, all raising money, raising $70,000. Just absolutely amazing. It's unbelievable. But like, so I was at Pops. So Pops Coffee has a bike night on Tuesday. So I was there on Tuesday.
Yep, saw you there. Good to see you.
Yeah, exactly. I see you there all the time, man. But I met this one guy. His name was Tomas, right? And he said, "Hey, are you the DGR guy?" I was like, "Yeah, man. You know, I had a vest on and a tie and all that kind of stuff." So he couldn't, not know.
Oh, you just don't have random people come up to you like, "Hey, are you the DGR guy? You have a beard and glasses."
Yeah, exactly. No, so I was there in costume, right? And so we showed up, and the guy was like, "Man," he goes, "I rode in last year's ride. I absolutely loved it. Let me show you something." He shows me behind his ear. He's got this like horseshoe scar. He's like, "I had a tumor about 2 months before the DGR, and he had it removed, and he rode in the ride 4 days after he was out of the hospital. So he got discharged from the hospital and was like, I don't care, I'm riding. I have to go and do this."
Have you asked him what it's like to have the biggest cojones on the planet? Because that's impressive.
That was phenomenal. Yeah, it was a super story, and he was like, "I just had to go there." And he said, so English Nick is the one of the DJs for 97 Win the River.
Yep.
And he had made a speech at the DGR last year about how he had some health problems as well. And Tomas was telling me, he's like, "Man, I was almost like crying. Like he had to pull his hat down and like do this because he just related to it so much, you know." So I mean, I think that, throughout our lives, right, like men have been really conditioned to like keep everything inside and like be the tough and have that tough exterior and joke about it, like make it, kind of like trivialize things. Like people, everybody's got emotions, man, and that's where, I think that just getting together, riding for a good cause, no matter what it is, right, is just it's just fantastic. It's really awesome.
Agreed. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
that's fantastic, man. I think I ended up having to shoot a wedding last year with my wife the day that the DGR was planned. It was crushed because, weddings are planned out years in advance, so it's not like we could change anything about it. But when the date got released, and I was like, first thing I do, I go to my calendar and I'm like, destroyed. Very happy to say I am definitely going to be able to go this year. Have confirmed on the calendar. I actually ordered all my fancy clothes last night.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm ready.
Awesome. Are you registered on the site though? Because that's going to be the key thing. Gentlemansride.com. You got to have your page up there, and I want you to be fundraising too, because I want to hit over 75,000 this year.
I'm going to double check as you say that, because now I'm like, I registered the other day, but did I? I'm pretty sure I did.
I just put a link in the chat, and I have created an OnTwoWheels team, that it's just out there for anybody, or if y'all want to make a contribution to that. Let's
if you
kick
can't
this thing
make
off.
it, or if there for some wild reason isn't one in your town, then we would love to try to.
Wait, Gus, can I join your team? How do I do that?
Absolutely.
That's
go on that link, and there's actually a button on there that says join team. That's probably the way to do it.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing this live.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yes. I am registered, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we have over 120 people registered already. We're a month out. We're over a month out, and we're gonna definitely have more than we had last year. I'm hoping we get more than 250 riders actually riding. Like, I want to see 275 bikes like out there on the road. That would just be
absolutely. I've ridden in a lot of group rides, and I will continue to say it. I'm sure it was last year. The year I rode with y'all, it's nuts. Like, going down city streets in Atlanta that we all have driven on before, and if you're in Atlanta or in kind of the area, you know it's chaos. And riding with you guys, everything is just shut the fuck down. It's so legit. I've never ridden in like the middle of the pack or whatever, but I could only imagine how nuts it would be to you look forward and you can't see the front, and you look back and you can't see the back, and you're just in this giant group of people riding together, and everything's controlled. The Atlanta PD do freaking great job.
They're amazing riders.
Like
they really
zooming
did.
past and
Amazing
everything. It's so impressive. I would not be able to, like, I don't know how they coordinate what they do, because they've got like a decent group of cops, and they're all just whizzing back and forth and blocking stuff, and
and handing off the intersections. It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I almost think it's a lot like how we do first rides. Like, we're so used to doing it, like, and how close we are to each other and stuff.
Yeah, I guess if you're an Atlanta cop,
do it enough,
and you're in the motorcycle, I guess, division or whatever, however they do that, like, you're riding these streets all the time on these, like, big police cruisers, so they have to they're having a good time, though. Let's all be fucking for real.
And they all look like, they straight look like hard asses too. They're mean mugging everybody.
Oh, yeah. Every year they get a call from Mark and they're like, oh, fuck yeah, baby, let's go. I'm about to like some shit.
We know. So the main guy is Sergeant Prescott, man, and he is always excited to talk to us, right? And that guy is just, I mean, they are all just phenomenal riders, and they know the city like the back of their hand. And basically, here's what happens though. Like, we call them up and they go, "What date? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do it," right? And then they don't even know the route until like the night before. They don't care. They're just like,
we'll make it happen.
Just tell us turn by turn where you're going. And like we send it to them. Like I've tried to send them like GPX files or maps or anything, and they're like, no, just tell us, go on Northside Drive, take a left by the Ben Stadium, do this, and then they're like, okay, good, cool, like, it's fine.
Do you think they have like a central person at base or whatever, and they're like, okay, you think they're like, okay, cool, got it?
No, they literally they look through the turn by turn and go, okay, yeah, we can do it. And then the instructions though that like nobody else knows, because we don't release the ride map.
Right.
Is wherever the police go, you go. They have changed things on us mid-ride. Like, they've been like, yeah, you know what, this is going to be a shit show. I'm going to go left here. And they've changed it. And you just go. Like, wherever they are, you follow them, because they're the ones that are essentially protecting
they'll loop
us.
you back around where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're leading that many people, then like you're leading an army of motorcycles. So like, and you're a cop. So the people will stop for you, and then you put this army of bikes going by, like, it don't fucking matter, like, oh, we're supposed to take a left before that. Yeah, fuck that, dude. we're going wherever they tell us to go.
Exactly. And I mean, like, they will adjust on the fly. Like, they might get radioed in, like, hey, there's an accident here. Like, anything could happen, right? And so, like, we literally we say, hey, please take us on this route, and then give the route to them, and then go, okay, let's go have fun, and we give.
You're like, this is the route we would like to go on, and if whatever happens, it's fine.
Like, if that works out, great. If not, that's great too.
Teamwork. Right. But that's amazing that they would just they look out for you too. I mean, you got to trust them to get you where you want to go, but it was just awesome to see them perform.
Yeah, we did it a couple years ago with the camera car, which was a wild experience. Oh man, trying to run a camera car and all that.
We're used to doing first rides where like the camera car obviously has the driver and then it has the camera operator, and then normally it's like, okay, cool, make sure the camera looks at me and like let's drive our route. But the DGR was fucking nuts, dude, because it's just hundreds of bikes and the camera car moves. I think we moved, like, I wasn't driving the camera car in it, but I'm pretty sure you guys moved up through the line of bikes, and it was just like...
Yeah, we started at the back and worked our way forward, and then got most of the way in the front and worked our way back.
Yeah, that's terrifying, dude.
It was wild, because...
I'd have been so scared to drive it.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, because a lot of people, like, they did a safety... they do a riders meeting, so for anybody who wants to go, there's a rider safety meeting that explains a lot of stuff. And, like, I feel like everyone was like, this is cool. there's a camera car neat and like didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very interesting because some folks were like hyper aware of it and like waving to the camera, which is exactly what you want in that situation. And then there were a lot of people that are like, "What are these guys doing?" And I'm like, "Well, we're trying to make you
it's
look
just a
cool,
random
but
car with a camera on the back of it. Just, why are you in this motorcycle group, guy?
Accidentally pulled out into the whole queue.
Can you imagine a dude's leaving a shoot from like some downtown Atlanta Marvel shit, and he's like, "All right, cool, motorcycles, seems cool." Takes a right, gets in the group, and you're like, "Well, I'm here. I might as well shoot some shit."
Well, speaking of people merging in, last year I remember there was a dude on a bicycle that just like got in the flow because he was like, "Cool, I can move through the city." And like the police officer came up and was like, "You get out now."
Oh snap! So they actually are like active and like kicking people out. That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
I still don't know how you manage that.
into the line.
Those guys regulate. They regulate the ride, and I mean, and that's part of. I mean, if you're like so, the story that I told about the older ride, where a guy tried to stand up on his seat, right, and then essentially there was just a bike like going like this with no rider, and the police helped kind of like take down the shenanigans a little bit because we just don't want to have anybody get hurt. We don't want to have any bystanders get hurt. We don't want the city to hate us. And we're doing this on Sunday morning when it's fairly like kind of like low key, right? So so that helps. That definitely helps. But
I mean, you got to think there's going to be some people there that are just like, "Oh my gosh, here's all these bikes that are making me late." But when they see us all dressed up, and that kind of makes people go, "Oh," I mean, there are so many people walking around that just wave that were like, "Oh, this is interesting and cool. What's happening?"
Yeah, we have way more people wave at us than get real mad, right? I mean, and like people will stop. Like I'll see that the cops will come up and they'll stop like a street, and like people are like out of their cars with their phones, like just doing this, like watching us go by, and it's an experience for them. People are. They're saying like, "Oh, what was that? What was going on?" We have promos on 97 Win the River this year. So if people are listening to that radio station, like they're telling people, "Hey, the DGR is going to be on May 19th. Go sign up at gentlemansride.com." So hopefully, like what we're trying to do, and we're going to get the news out there again. So we had the news out. Atlanta News First came out last year. We're going to do that again this year. So hopefully we're going to run some of these news segments, get the event a little bit more sort of like promoted within the community. We're going to be at a location that's going to be very public. It'll be really cool. You got to sign up to find out where. But yeah,
nice. Bring them into it, baby.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, it'll be cool. And we're buying everybody lunch this year. So we're going to have a party. Everybody's going to get lunch. We're going to be. It'll be awesome. This will be the best one yet.
Super pumped.
Very freaking exciting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more to it than just the ride. I mean, there's some socialization that's there, some food, some beverages. So
you also get to just see like really cool bikes. Like everybody brings their stuff out on these DGRs. It's fantastic. I always have a good time because it's a lot of bikes that I don't see very often. Like at least in the bikes I'm riding and stuff. So I always like walking around, just being checking out everybody's stuff. There's so many triumphs.
Yeah. We're gonna have some real nice classic like show bikes that are gonna be in the venue, like inside the venue that we're gonna set up as well. So these are like
y'all being fancy this year.
Super restored. Yeah, like they're gonna be it's gonna be awesome. So we're gonna have those. We're gonna have Triumph dealerships are gonna be out there. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff. All our sponsors are gonna be hanging out, and this kind of thing happens in every city, right? I would say that like LA and New York probably top us in terms of like the number of riders and then like how far they go, because they do some really pretty bad parties, right? It's kind of cool. But Atlanta, we're trying to step it up as well because we have the most riders in the Southeast. And we kind of like bring people in from all around the Atlanta area. So yeah, it's going to be a blast. It'll be really fun.
We want to grow quickly, but we don't want to get kicked out again. So we have to be cautious.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
We just got to start vetting the people.
Yeah. Well, you got to dress dapper, and then you got to act dapper as well. So, and that means cruising along. And you know what? I would love to have more scooters in the ride. Like we always have scooters, like Vespas, like classic Vespas. And there's this one dude. He shows up every year with like a baby blue Vespa with a sidecar, and that thing is awesome. That is really super cool. Like I want to see that kind of stuff as well, right? Like we're a pretty inclusive bunch.
I have a.
Do you think a ruckus would keep up?
I think it would. Yes, I think.
Because I mean that thing. Now I'm a bigger than average rider, so like 30 miles an hour is like it, and that's pinning
You're gonna be caboosing it, bud. You're gonna be like.
So we start him at the front of the group, and by the end of the ride, he's at the back. It'll be fine.
He just slowly works his way all the way to the back.
Distinguished ruckus.
Runs out of gas because you're just pinning it the whole time.
I get 100 miles to the gallon on that
Vespa. That would be freaking awesome to do the DGR in. Like, hold on. I'm making notes.
Hey, while you're making notes, you want to segue and do a little moto photo?
Yeah, we can totally do that.
We'll take a little break from the action here and
from the action. Let's jump to moto photos. If you guys don't know, we have a Discord server that you should totally check out if you're into motorcycles. Which, if you're watching this, you're probably into motorcycles. We have a Discord full of stuff. We have a moto photo section where you guys can post photos of your motos. And they will get featured on the show, and we will gawk over them and wish that we had them. That's what we do here. All right, boys. Moto photo time. First up, we have user Oncoming, which is an appropriate name for a CBR 1000, an R6, and a Ninja. It looks kind of like a 400. That is a strong group of dudes. Also, look at the sky color there. My God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
That's very nice.
Okay, the view on the next one's pretty dope.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Next up, Discord user DM2602 with a Honda, I believe 500R, CBR 500R or a 650. Bro, look at that background.
500.
With an Acura.
500? Okay. Sick bike, even sicker background. Oh my goodness.
That's
fantastic.
It's Europe somewhere. It's got to be.
It has to be. There's no way it's not.
It's not Georgia.
I need to go to Europe. It's not Georgia, for sure.
It's not Georgia.
And confirm.
I've narrowed it down a little bit.
Georgia doesn't have anything like this right here. I want to go
be
where
clear. Solid possibility. It is Georgia, the country.
No.
Fair. Knowing us, that's probably what it is.
Touche.
All right. Next up, we have Discord user Funky Junk, which I have so this is some Triumph. I can't zoom in, so I'm not really sure what model that is. This could be Georgia, but I don't know. Do we know? This looks like Georgia, like post winter time, because like all the trees are dead and stuff. But we got some cobblestone stuff going on.
It looks like something on Cherahela Skyway.
Yeah, exactly. So this is closer to home for sure. Next up,
Quadlock, of course. Which Quadlock is a sponsor of DGR too, I believe.
Yeah, it is absolutely. Yes, so, Quadlock is a DGR sponsor.
We appreciate when we have mutual sponsors. So
we appreciate our Australian friends.
Yeah,
we love
and Joe
Quadlocks. Oh, look at this, dude! Look at the focus. That thing focuses so well. I'm not using this to push quad locks, but I mean, you should own quad locks, is what I'm saying. All right, anyway.
We have a discount code C2W, or no, that's the Cardo thing. We've got a link in the description of all of our videos for
Jesus. Wow. Hey, I appreciate
the description.
I'm gonna go.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. That was good job, Pat. You tried really hard. So that's our moto photos. Thank you guys for all the posts in there. Keep posting, and we'll keep sharing them.
Keep sharing. So, Mark, how did you get involved early on with the DGR? Did you reach out? Did someone come to you?
Yeah, no,
He was just
well, I
walking in
mean,
Publix and looked dapper, and he was like,
Yeah,
We're
listen, a
guys.
man with
That's
this
our
amount of
guy.
swagger.
was born with his hat on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No,
It's surgically attached to your head. You actually
it is.
can't take it
I
off.
can't take it off.
Yeah.
No. So I was always interested in it, right? And I definitely like I saw the ads and all that kind of stuff, and I kind of didn't have the right bike for it. And then in 2019 I bought my Scrambler, and that's
Yep.
like a perfect bike for
I love
DGR.
that bike.
Your Scrambler,
I love that
like,
bike.
My God, every time I see it, I'm mad because I know the guy that owns it, and I'm looking
The
at
baby
like, I want to
blue.
own that. Yes, it is the best looking Scrambler I've ever seen, and it
You can
pisses
make
me
one
off
just
every
like
time I
it.
see it.
I'm not going to sell
I know
it
I
ever.
can, but that
probably.
takes time and energy, and I have neither of those things.
Um,
Also, I don't want to do that because if I built a bike like that and I know what would happen, like all my other bikes that I own, I wouldn't get to ride it because I have to ride all the other bikes. And if I had to just see that thing sitting in my garage constantly, it would make me sad. So
Your MT10 fits great in my garage.
anyway, continue. Mark, sorry.
so anyway, so I got that bike and it was 29. I bought it in 2019. So 2020 it was COVID, right? And there was going to be a ride, but they said we're going to ride separately. Like you're going to go off and you're going to do your own ride, like separately. But don't tell anybody. A bunch of us got together anyway, and we did it. And this was when Dutch
Social
was,
distances with helmets on.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is that we were all in public. I mean, you're riding a motorcycle. It's probably one of the best things you could have done during COVID.
Yep.
I'm not going to ride by somebody and they sneeze in my face and all of a sudden I get infected. But so we rode together and we did it sort of around Paces Ferry. And it was a blast, right? And like the people that were there were so cool, and like I had met people, like I had known a few people around the motorcycle community, but not like, they were either like super adventure guys, you know what I mean? That are like, I'm going to get dirty. I don't care about any of this other stuff. Or they were like, yeah, they were like, yeah, flux is flux. So, or they were like super sport, right? Like I want to go fast, drag knees, And I'm like, really, or they're cruisers, right? Like it's like somebody doing Harleys. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. There's no in between here, or there's no like alternate, or that kind of thing. And I met a ton of guys there at the at the ride in 2020 that were just out to have fun. They were just chilling and they were, having a good time, and they had all kinds of different bikes, and there were some really, really sweet bikes that they showed up with. So that was really cool. I was like, yeah, this is nice. And it's not something that you're going to do all the time. Like I don't ride to pubs all the time and grab a beer and stuff. Like I don't drink at all when I'm riding. But like there's a place for it, right? There's a time for it, and definitely in May, that's when we do it. And all the other times in the year, I'm either trying to do longer distance trips with my touring bike, or I'm in the dirt with the Scrambler, which is great because you can just clean it up and it's like a transformer, right? I mean, I can take it literally, drop it, and then I can take it back home, hose it off, and then it looks awesome again for the ride. So
Right.
Just bragging on his own bike. It just always so
hey,
good.
come on.
I mean, have you seen photos of it?
Yes, no, it is. You should want to look at your own bike, and you should think it's
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah, you put enough time and energy into it, and you fix it up, and yeah, of course. I mean, it's like your child, I probably have more pictures of my bike than I have of my kids. So
that tracks.
Your bike is always happy to be in a photo, though. So
it is absolutely
that helps.
Always take photos of your moto.
Yes.
And then post them.
Put them in
our
both.
Discord.
Anyway,
Mark, I'm curious. So, the DGR is like an organization, and then you guys have y'all's individual chapters. Are the individual like group leads? Is it totally up to y'all to plan literally everything?
Yes.
Like it's 100% on y'all for what we do in Atlanta.
100%. Yeah, 100%. In fact, it's even more work than that because we almost have to apply to use the DGR assets and all that kind of stuff. So like when the
now.
yeah, like so earlier in the year, like around
like a franchise.
Yeah, it is. So like around February-ish, and they know, they know us. Like we were there last year, but like around February-ish, they'll open up their portal, like the Gentleman's Ride portal, and there's an area that we can go into that's an admin area, and we say, all right, here's the ride, here's where it's going to start and stop, like here's all the details. They literally review it, and they go, yes, approved. Or they would give you, they've never given us feedback. They never said, no, that's crap. Yeah, because we always do like around 20-ish miles, which is pretty good. We say we're going to be police escorted. They know us from history, so they usually go ahead and approve it. But like if there's somebody out there that doesn't have a DGR in their city or nearby, like literally you can go apply to be a city that hosts a DGR, and then you can be the ride host, and you can get people together, and you can go ride. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So they do that because they want to get as many people as possible involved. They want to get as many countries, of course, donations, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so we sort of like we do all the work on our side, and we go to them, and like when I get a new sponsor, like a local sponsor that's going to help us with the cost of, I mean, we pay the police, right? We pay the APD to help us, do the ride. They have to approve that as well, right? So we go out and get sponsors.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty controlled because the and that's how. But see, like you guys see, like all the messaging and everything is so cohesive, right? Like it's so tight. Like the sponsorships with Triumph, the sponsorships with Quad Lock, with heat and helmets, right? It's so tight, and that's because they've kept that control over the years. And they've made it into a brand that everybody then now knows and can trust.
Gotcha. Geez, so I didn't know. Like I didn't know what the back end looked like. So I just see, everybody just shows up on May 19th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
9:30.
9:30.
9:30. Don't you dare show up at 9
a.m.
a.m. Central
Eastern.
or Eastern, whatever.
Eastern.
So
Daylight time.
yeah, we always show up and like you do the ride and you're hanging out with the people. We always see the finished product that you guys do, and I was always curious of like, what the hell? Like, do you guys get given stuff from them to like, okay, cool, set this up? But that's pretty cool that like if you don't have one locally, you just start the damn thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you gotta go through the whole process or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I think it'd be too late for this year, but for sure for next year, right? You can go in and apply and say, hey, you know what? There's nothing in my city. So like, there was one, and I try not to be like, oh, they're starting one up here, but like one started in Dahlonega last year. So people who live up near Dahlonega, they'll go up north and they'll do a ride in Dahlonega, and we do ours in Atlanta. Totally cool with me. Like as long as people are riding and raising money for men's health, right? That's amazing. And I say the more the merrier. Maybe not an East Atlanta ride. Let's keep it just Atlanta, but
Decatur.
Can you imagine 2 DGRs in Atlanta? Just like it'd be like that game of Centipede, except there's 2 of them just going, and you just hope you don't hit each other or something.
It'd be hilarious. Like the groups come together at one point, then split back off.
Ooh, a really cool shot of like
the convergence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that makes sense that every city has to basically do everything because there's no way I'll call it central DGR can plan it for over 100 countries, 800 cities. What is it now?
Right.
Something?
Yeah, it's a lot, right? Whatever it is, it's a lot. I think it's yeah. I actually don't
Thanks
know.
for the stats, Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere between a whole bunch and a whole lot.
Tons, right?
It also makes sense to have a local person too, because they're like you're not gonna know the companies to go to, the small businesses to reach out to, the routes. You would have to have a local guy, even if they did run it all internally. They'd have to have a separate team. You know what I mean? Of local.
Oh yeah, we start in January. Like in earnest, we start in January planning this.
Oh, so, I'm sure. I'm surprised you're able to put it together that fast. Honestly,
it's like 4 people, right? And we meet every week, and we'll do Zoom meetings, through the winter and stuff like that. But we go get sponsors, we go get swag. Like everything that we give away is us like convincing people to give me this.
Right.
Like I go to Triumph America, I go to Dutch. I'm like, give me stuff to give away, right, at the DGR. These are big sponsors, right? And so a lot of it is just, getting in front of people saying, hey, we're doing this. Like we talked with English Nick about the river spots. I'm like, hey, you guys got to do this. This is awesome. So it's a lot of coordination, but it pays off, right? It pays off big time because like people can come, like you guys can all come, have a great time that day, and it it's all for a great cause, right? I mean the amount of money we're raising, right, for men's health is just awesome.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely
fantastic,
agreed.
man. You guys are raising a ton of cash too, so that's awesome to see. How much support that a cause that typically doesn't get a lot of, I guess not publicity is the right word, but like people don't talk about it a lot. So you guys are able to, really rally behind that and turn it into something awesome.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that too, somebody challenged me on Discord the other day. They were like, how do I know that they're not just running off with my money if I go sign up? And so I was like, I know, like I know here, but I didn't really know. So I went and did research, and basically, like when you donate to the DGR, you actually get a tax receipt back from Movember. So Movember is actually the charity partner, and they're the ones that are ensuring that the money's going to the right place. There's also and so the DGR also told Movember, and they get audited by KPMG. 80% of the funds that you donate go to the charities. So only 20% overhead goes to things like graphic designs and advertising and the website hosting and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Only 20% of that goes to those overhead costs. 80% of what you spend goes directly to charities for prostate cancer, men's mental health, which that's unheard of in the charity space. Like that is the unheard of percentage of money that goes directly to the good cause.
That's kind of cool that you got called out. You're like, oh, I'm gonna find this information.
Yeah,
But then like it ends up, you find out stuff and you're like, get you even more amped about what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we know you're not taking the money because then you'd have enough to dye your beard, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look how poor I am.
Yeah, so very poor with only 2 bikes.
Yeah. 3.
Listen, I've looked into those
three
scramblers. They're not cheap.
No, they're not.
Trust me,
but they're
looked into
nice.
them a lot.
They're nice.
And do you have a Tiger as well? Is that correct?
No. So I've got the Scrambler, and I've got an R1200 a BMW. It's a R1200 RS. Yeah. So sport touring. So that's my dragon bike. Like if I want to go to the Dragon, or if I want to go to Cherahela, do a loop up in the mountains, right? I'll take that bike up there.
No.
Yeah.
As you should. The Scrambler would not be a super fun day. A full day all the way there and back.
I've ridden it. Yeah, I've done it because like I went up to do 1 week during the week I went up and I wanted to do Parsons Branch Road, which is the only road that intersects the Dragon. And it's a dirt road, so it's the only dirt road that intersects the Dragon, and you have to run it one way. So you run it from there's a place called Cades Cove or Cades Cove, up in Cades. Okay, so Cades Cove. So you go in there. You deal with all the traffic because it's like this little wildlife refuge, and so it's like a little tiny one lane road, and you go in, and then you can branch off onto this dirt road, which is one way as well, and it takes you to the middle of the Dragon. And then you can run the Dragon.
What an ADV route, my guy.
Yeah,
Dirt road to the Dragon. You take a hard right and you're on asphalt. Dude.
It's cool.
It's
definitely cool. And then there's I mean like up near the Cherahela Skyway are like there's this one road called Citigo Creek. And I'm sure Patty, you've been on that for sure.
Yep.
It is spectacular. It is one of the coolest dirt roads around, and it's right off the Cherahela Skyway.
Pat, make video notes right now, my guy. We need to do the ultimate ADV route. So the baby dirt road. Oh God, not these. The dirt road, the dirt road to the Dragon. I have to do that. That has to be a video. It's Super T and Ibex, and we just take a right, and then we're on the Dragon. That's gonna be sick.
And it's one way too, so you don't have to deal with
Right.
people coming the other way. You can cut corners and all that kind of stuff.
I need as much help as I can get, Mark. I've been wanting to do off-roady stuff, but we've been very busy this year, so I haven't got to do any. So I've basically lost any information that I got from the last.
Very busy is the understatement of the century.
It's not been too bad. It's been worse before.
It's true.
You gotta make time for it though, man. I'm telling you.
I'm realizing that. Yeah,
you gotta make time
we
for
had
it.
a couple like deadline things that we've really been having to stay on, but I've been like every week. It's like I wonder if I can scoot away and do an ADV ride today or this week sometime. So I've been watching the weeks, and it's almost like I adjust it on Sunday. Of like, is this reasonable? No. Okay, I'll check back next week. It's so fun though. That kind of riding is like my pinnacle right now, where it's a little bit of off road and a little bit of on road because there's only one style of bike that can really do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you know, and what I like doing too is that like so North Georgia, especially if you get up above, so like I live north of Atlanta, and there's like a line which is Highway 20. It's not Interstate 20, it's Highway 20. So you get above
just off Highway 20.
Exactly. So if you get above Highway 20, you get to like there's all these little like ways that you can go. Like you'll ride. It'll be a dirt road for 3 miles, 4 miles. You get onto another highway. Then you go off and you get off another little dirt road. And then there's all these little tiny roads that were dirt, but then they got paved, but they're crappy pavement, right? And so an ADV bike
best kind of pavement.
it's perfect. It's perfect for that too. I mean, there'll be potholes or ripples or something like that. And so
ripples. I need routes right now. You are talking my jam.
It sounds like Mark needs to take you on a route.
Dude, I'm down. You give me a date so I have to put it in my calendar and like I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
I might not even film it. I might do. Well, I mean, I'll have cameras, but like I won't have a video of it.
Dude, I do that too. I mean, like I'll go ride and I'll do like little GoPro stuff or Insta360 stuff, you know. But then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving all that behind, and I'm just gonna go have fun because you know part of it too is just getting lost and just getting in your own head. So
that's one of the really cool things about the Insta360, the X3, the little 360 one, that I love the most because it's the perfect camera. It captures everything. You only have to think about it when you first start because you want to put it in a good spot. But that's the only camera I've ever had where I can, you spend your couple minutes of like, what angle do I want it to see everything from? But after that, you just ride and you do your thing.
Yeah.
I love that camera for that.
I think
X4, the X4 man with the 8K. I mean, then you can zoom and crop into whatever you want.
Dude, I haven't even looked in. I don't have one. I wasn't in like the press group for that, and I have basically gone onto YouTube and just avoided it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know nothing.
So
cool.
Should I take that line item out of the quick shifter?
No, I can't. Look, it's a thing, right? I can't avoid it. It's an actual item. I'm very excited about it, and apparently I'm doing some stuff with Insta360 this weekend, so maybe I'll have one on Monday.
Well, speaking of, we can segue to the quick shifter, and we'll have a guest commenter on said quick shifter topics.
Let's do it. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Welcome to the quick shifter.
They can still hear me.
Are you saying that to find out for yourself?
Oh no, I know they can. I'm just being.
Oh,
check this out. I can
just
move
got an
my
ad.
camera.
Oh, stream just got an ad. Perfect.
Oh, I think we're back already. We're good.
Thanks, guys. We got to pay electric bills here.
I got to pay my internet bill apparently. So
apparently.
So all right. So welcome to the quick shifter, everyone. I'll just run through these topics. Y'all discuss it per usual. Let's hit it. So. In an effort to build reputation as a reliable brand, MV Agusta is launching the We Care campaign, offering free checkups for bikes back to 2018 models and 20% off of parts.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
I mean, like, I see that they understand that one of the biggest issues with their bikes is people worry that if something's going down, it's going to be really expensive. This doesn't solve the problem of availability of dealerships, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe the
'Cause I'd be
KTM ownership will help with that.
Yeah, I think that like this campaign and a mix of that would be great.
The end. Next up, Vespa World Days, an event of the largest gathering of Vespas, is kicking off today through Sunday in Italy, expecting over 8,000 Vespas from all over the world. So
Hey,
maybe
somebody grab one of those Vespas and come down to Atlanta on May 19th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Eastern.
Whatever you said.
I mean, that's a
awesome.
lot of Vespas.
I would love to see that. Dude, I would love to see that. Can you
8,000?
imagine Italy gets taken over by Vespas? That's awesome.
Well, Italy is like, I mean, it's just full of riders as well, and scooters.
Italy's already kind of taken over by Vespas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like super taken over, like an infestation of Vespas, and the best way to infestate.
Anyways, all right, Chase, here you go. Insta360 announces the X4, an 8K 360 camera. And if you watch the launch video from MotoFeels, he gives you a teaser from Cardo as well. I don't know if we're allowed to say anything more about what that actually is, if he spilled the beans or not. But
Well, I don't think there's any beans spilled because a Cardo can already pair with your Ace Pro. So they already... Yeah.
Well, then I'll spill the rest of it. They're looking to capture the entire dynamic mesh group into the camera audio.
On a 360 camera, you can pan to other riders? Oh my... That would be great. Dude, look, how many Insta360 X4s do we need to capture the entire DGR?
Ooh. But that's an awesome idea, actually.
Potential sponsor. So, like, every 8 bikes, you put an X4. I mean, the amount of data you're going to capture is disgusting.
Dude, you can make like
a fly-through.
It's like a 3D virtual reality.
Yeah.
Bro, with 8K, you could literally have a camera, pan the camera, zoom to the other motherfucking camera. You could go all the way down the line.
Just Google Earth it.
Yeah.
Somebody,
or Google Earth.
Mark, talk to Insta360 and be like, bro, if we got 275 bikes, we need that divided by 8. That's how many X4s we need.
Yeah, like 60. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's pennies.
Cool.
Exactly.
Pennies to them. Anyway, sorry, Ghost. We went a little over.
We went a little long. Anyway, last one. Moto America hits Road Atlanta this weekend. I believe a majority of us are going to be there. Mark, are you going to be there?
No, I got a birthday party this weekend.
This is actually a perfect segue because if you come to Road Atlanta, come to the Insta360 booth and I'll be there. I will not be there on Saturday. We're shooting a wedding on Saturday. But Patrick and Dooley will be there Friday and Saturday. I will be there Friday and Sunday. And, well, Patrick, are you there the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Patrick's going to be there every day. We will have one of my bikes there, and you guys can come up and see how we film stuff on bikes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be there too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ghost will be there as well.
We're going to have my Ibex 800 there, and we're going to have my MT10. So, yeah, you guys can come hang with the entire OnTwoWheels crew.
Japapio, if you see
Japapio too.
A Japapio the color of Chase's hat rolling around, that's Dooley. It's probably going to be me.
It will be the color of my hat. Oh, kind of. The blue's a little more teal.
It's teal and pink.
If you come to Moto America, the guys and I installed some stuff on Japapio today that we don't know if it's going to be a video, but the shit is sick.
I may be.
If a tumble happens on Japapio, nothing is going to happen to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to test it. We've already.
It is safe AF.
Hey, Spectre may be coming with me on Saturday, so maybe he can give it a go.
Come check Japapio out. So, CF Moto sent out some stuff that they were considering building for Japapio, but legal shut it down. So they're like, you can have it if you want.
So you got prototype stuff.
We got prototype stuff that's never going to be released.
Yeah, so like
it's going to come to
it's
market.
legit. Because like you know how legal will like cut something for like the tiniest little thing?
The
It's like that,
blinkers are like flexed down a little bit, like on either
literally.
side?
The blinkers, instead of this, the blinkers are this, and legal shut it down.
Mm.
And I'm like, yay, this is great.
Which is, by the way, you see every bike out there has the big nasty blinkers because of like U.S.
Right.
regulations and such, and then of course everybody just gets flush
Delete.
mounted
Yeah,
or whatever.
the first thing you do is like you cut the tail off and you put tiny blinkers on, and you're like, cool, the bike is on par now.
Yeah.
But just so if people always wonder why, like you've got this super streamlined bike, and then you've just got these big old honking blinkers out to the side, it's because rules.
And that big
nobody
thing that
enforces-
sits over the rear wheel too. I mean, like
Yeah.
every that's the most popular mod is a tail tidy.
Yeah.
There was I forget what bike it was. I want to say it was the Ducati Monster, but the Euro regulations for the front blinkers and the American regulations are so off that the Euro regulations, they get these really awesome like stock integrated turn signals in the front. And then you come to fucking America and it's the fucking like this shit, like just poking out the side. And I walked up because, like, you know, I do the research for the first rides, and I come into Mountain to do the bike, and I'm like, the fuck is up with these blinkers? They're like, yeah, these are the American blinkers. And I'm like, how are we that off?
America.
That Euro gets literally something that looks like it came out of a custom shop, you know, like just literally perfect along the bike. And then America, there's like, use the blinkers we got in the storage place from the
But the
last
difference
bike.
is that in America we could basically put whatever exhaust on whatever bike we want, and we don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's my point. Like America,
get all the
it
performance
should
stuff.
be flopped. Like, how are we okay with like a 16-year-old child can go get a H2R carbon and like, and that's okay. But like, but don't you fuck with our blinkers though. We got rules here. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Sorry.
It's the same on the Scrambler. I mean, the Scrambler, the comes with blinkers the size of your fist, right? And then you can buy the Euro ones, and that's what a lot of people would do is they would buy the Euro blinkers and bring them because they were like small. So
that's what a lot of people said in the comments, because we got like the camera car like looking at the bike, and and it's a worldwide audience, so some people are like, those blinkers are so bad. I would get the European ones so fast. I'd be like, dude, I wouldn't even buy the bike. I would buy the bike and be like, hey, you can have my deposit when you have blinkers, and then I'll make a purchase now. It's you wouldn't think it's that big of a deal, but like, some of these stock blinkers, like, nobody cares about. You know what I mean? And you can tell, like, these OEMs are like, whatever, use the stock ones. They're going to rip them off anyway. It's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be 2 screws and the whole thing will be off.
I mean, on ADV bikes, a lot of times they'll just get ripped off as well. I mean, like you'll be riding and then like a branch comes by, right, and just rips it right off. So, I mean, like, I modded mine to like put the little Moto Gadget, like the Emblaze pins on there.
Oh,
So they're
dude,
tiny,
those guys
tiny.
do some phenomenal
Oh
modifications.
yeah, they do some good stuff. But like I did it not because I wanted them to be super small, but because I wanted them to not break off in a crash. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything you can do on an ADV bike is going to be super.
it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down.
It's one of the things you have to just accept it. I don't know if the IPAX really hasn't had a down, like a hardcore down yet.
We can fix that.
Then again, I haven't. Well, yeah, we're gonna go.
I know a route.
Yeah, Mark's got tons of routes.
I got a shortcut.
I've got all that Lone Rider bags too, so I think that would help it kind of squish a little bit if it went over. So if it happens, it happens. I just need to ride more ADV. It's what I'm realizing.
Yeah, I need to build out the adventure ruckus.
Yeah, you do.
Facts.
We'll work on that. So
I believe in you.
all right. Well, Mark, you obviously we hear about your distinguished gentleman ride involvement, but you also have done a little bit in what we call the rack house moto section.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, and maybe we can get a little taste of that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like, you guys know, like, I bought my adventure bike in 2019. I only started riding off-road in 2019 with that adventure bike, right? So, but my neighbors, like, big time, like, old school, ADV rider from the area. He knows every road in North Georgia, hands down. Like, it just
This is how you found those roads, you sneaky son of a bitch. Okay,
I've got some other I got some other tricks up my sleeve as well. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, so but he's my neighbor. He lives like eighth of a mile away from me. We're always talking, right? We're always talking about like adventure bikes. He's a big KTM guy, a huge KTM guy, and we're always sending each other like videos like from the internet. And he would comment it, I would comment on it, right? And we'd just go back and forth and just like rip apart these videos. And I'm like, we got to do this on YouTube. Like, we got to start doing this on YouTube. So it's like a year and a half ago. Like, we got 14 episodes in. I've got another one filmed, but I got to get it out. Yeah. So we just basically go through random YouTube or Instagram videos, and we comment over the top of them. And we're typically having a bourbon as well, so it's pretty.
Perfect. Just to add a little touch of taste to
loosen up the experience a little bit. But yeah, that's why it's called Rack House Moto, because Rack House is where they store the bourbon barrels.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that was the origin story for the name.
Yeah, and then the moto for motorcycles, I imagine.
Oh,
yes, exactly.
Or other motor devices.
Anyway, clues for the win. Yeah,
just trying to make sure everybody's on the same level. We don't want to leave anybody behind.
We appreciate that, Ghost. Just
no rider left behind.
And moto, apparently motorcycle. I would imagine.
So anyway, Mark was kind enough to bring a few clips for us to.
We get to do the commentary now.
We get to do the commentary right now. Yeah. So
we can commentary on your commentary.
So make sure, Chase, make sure you join the activity, the YouTube watch activity on Discord.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Is this new?
It's been there, but what this does is we can have a YouTube video play, and it's synced up for all of us and displayed natively through Discord, so you don't lose anything like through like a screen share type of thing. So
yeah, dude, I'm so ready to comment on things.
Okay, so many opinions. So let me give let's see if this works good. Are you going to control it or me?
No, you go ahead.
Okay, all right. So do you need some more throttle in your life? Because these guys, I think, have the solution.
Oh no. I love the lead in. This is exciting.
Somehow it's not playing for me.
Okay, let me see if I can do it then.
Let's see if you can do it.
Is it this one here?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh no.
It's playing for me. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh god. This is gonna be so bad.
The Bozoku bikes.
Remember, these are the ones that really like pissed Bo off because it was wing ding 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 ding.
I love how the guy had the helmet strapped on to the sissy bar.
For safety, you don't
for
want
safety.
To
you don't want to hurt your sissy bar.
Oh no! It went to the next one.
Dude, I could not ride one of those. I would be laughing so hard I'd wreck. Like that's what would go down.
And look, this guy with the fairing right here too. It's like everybody else. Their fairing is like you can see over it, and he's like, "Oh hell no! I'm gonna raise it up so I can look underneath my fairing."
You know what these look like? These look like a hammer.
Wait, did you see how tall that one was back there?
Bro, think of this. Okay, when you look at these motorcycles, I want you to think a hammer went in, drank some toxic slime, and then turned into this. Now look at the headlight on every one of them. They look like a morphed hammer.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
No. We gotta work this out. All right. So now the next one, right? I mean, come on, guys. Who needs a jet ski? You could have a boater cycle.
Boater. Oh no. Wait.
Oh
dude,
my god.
This guy's killing it. Is it literally?
How?
A motorcycle.
It's because he's patched in.
Oh gosh, no, go back to the other one.
Not only does he freaking just go through the damn lake, he passes the truck.
Oh yeah. He's
Both.
like, exactly.
He's like, guys, we gotta pace up here.
Dude, and here's the thing: is that that's at least 12 inches deep, right?
Oh, yeah.
If not more than that, because you can see it on his axle. But like the thing is that like everybody around here is like, oh my gosh, I've got to have my GSA 1250 right in order to go through like this much of water.
Can I go through the puddle in the Starbucks parking lot?
This guy. Exactly. Look at this guy. He's killing it. Absolutely killing it.
If you think about it, a bike is kind of got the pierce the water vibe already going on. This guy is a guy that just understands the tool that he's on and understands the job that it can handle. Also, I love the fact that this man can't see if it's the road, is it dirt, is there a giant hole he's going to fall in? No fucks there are so few fucks given for this.
Hold on. None. Question. What's the over under that this is in Florida?
I mean,
it's absolutely in Florida.
Yeah. Well, I can't see the jean shorts. So
actually, Pat, the guy has a helmet on. So
no chance in Florida. He's got a helmet on. You're right.
Yeah.
No gloves.
I think the only thing that would make this better though would be is if it was like the road glide fairing and it was just going right over his head at the same time.
That would just be way too efficient though. That would be like too many people would see that and be like, damn, next time a big storm comes, I'm grabbing the road glide.
I'm pretty sure that motorcycle is liquid cooled.
It is now.
But don't. I'll do it for you, Ghost. Don't worry.
It's like I keep expecting them to just keep going down like the James
slowly
Bond
sinking.
Exactly.
Dude, can you imagine his head just goes like this, but then like a moment later it goes like
back up.
Yep.
Pops it.
Oh my god, that would be the only thing that could make that better.
It's like Jack Sparrow like pulling his boat up to the dock.
Exactly.
Just standing on the top of
a lot
it.
of displacement.
Okay,
all right,
we got a handstand.
The tests in Europe to get your loaner license or your learner license are just getting way too extreme.
Okay.
He's
That's
not.
pretty good.
He is. Yep.
Oh, something fell off of it.
Whoa, I missed it. Wait. I saw him kick something and I look up and he's in a wheelie. What the fuck? How did I miss?
Yeah,
wait, something falls
hit the
off.
Kickstart.
Something does fall off.
Something does fall off.
And then he does a side saddle can.
Yep.
And so then Mark wants more Vespas in DGR, but unfortunately we can't have this type of DGR because we'll get kicked out again.
You can start it like that. I'll allow you to start it that way. But
before the ride. This is like the pre-show.
Yes, Mark is a generous god. He'll allow it.
You so allow this. Bro, can you imagine there be like at the meetup before everybody rides off, there's a Vespa stunt show in guys that are all dappered out? How fucking hilarious would that be?
That would be awesome.
Very niche.
God. That would be awesome.
It's niche, but it's hilarious.
And the thing is, look, this guy's got the helmet too. He's got the helmet and the goggles and everything. So all he has
this guy's totally ready to come to Atlanta on May 19th, 2024.
He's got gloves too.
That wheelie, he just goes, man. Center stand to wheelie.
So much more skill than I'll ever be, and I'm okay with it. And he's got the spare tire on the side, dude. He's ready to go. Dude, look at the end. There's a spare tire just hanging out.
It's right there. Yep.
Awesome.
Very cool.
It's so rad.
This guy. Oh, that's so good.
So, you're going to go do a course, right? So, you're going to go do one of the police courses. Should you ride a supermoto or a sport bike or a cruiser? No, how about a 6-cylinder touring bike?
Yeah, 6-cylinder, 800-ton touring bike.
Dude.
Here's the thing. Now I want him to do this with his mom on the back.
Do you notice that was the only video every one of us shut the fuck up and we were like, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some
Dude.
skill. You gotta admit, man. That's some skill.
Like,
Well, the video's tiny, Ghost.
It's bigger now.
I can't even fathom doing this on literally anything.
And on a 6-cylinder,
But
I
it's
mean,
not-
like on this K bike. Oh my gosh.
The amount of weight and throttle that you have to have, like this guy's able to go to the edge of his tire and stop. So like he has to have that level of understanding of like where he can go and how the weight needs to be settled to go through incredibly small stuff.
And clutch control. You know, it's all about clutch control for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
Yeah, because
doing
he's
it,
really
but-
like there's not a ton of throttle happening. You know what I mean? You can hear it go like so he's low in the RPM.
Yeah. That's bananas.
Holy snap!
Have you
I
seen
want to say
The video
I
of
wanna
Rodney
do
riding
that.
his T7.
Rodney has a T7. I didn't know Rodney had a T7.
I
That's pretty cool.
I tagged you in it on Instagram. You gotta. It's crazy.
I don't
It's
need to see that.
crazy.
I've already been told how much a T7 costs, and I don't need to purchase a T7. I already want one bad enough after the damn first ride that I shouldn't have done. I should have continued to never ride a T7, and then
Ghost, I'll send it to
somebody
you so you can look at this ridiculousness. Mark, do I
wait,
think
leave
What?
activity. I'm gonna hit leave activity. Okay, cool, success. Yeah, T7s are freaking fantastic. I would probably bin any motorcycle that I tried to do that with though. Wait, you sent me this on Instagram? Okay,
Yep.
I don't like getting on.
I sent it to
Instagram
everybody.
while-
All y'all go look
Uh-oh.
at this. It is ridiculous.
Oh, do we need to look at this at the same time?
I mean, you can.
What is this?
Okay.
Oh, got to use the
Wheelie.
trending song, of course.
We know the wheelies. We very much know it wheelies. It continues to wheelie. Oh my good lord!
It just continues is what it does. It just continues to wheelie.
I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, if I can wheelie a T7, I don't want to know what Rodney's like capable of because that man is insanity.
Yeah, that dude
Yeah,
just
that's
straight,
exactly.
just
So-
nooner.
So fun fact. So I did. You guys know who Chris Birch is? KTM. Yeah. So I did a Chris Birch class last year,
Nice.
and that guy basically we all lined up for like the class photo, and he pulled up and I was like no. I'm like Chris, you got a wheelie pass, you know, and he's just like ning, like just like that, you know. It wasn't even his bike. It was a
Oh,
loaner.
you would like a wheelie? Okay.
And he's like, oh yeah, okay, no problem. And like he just held it like all the way around. Like we're talking grass. Like it wasn't even asphalt, but super cool. Those guys, I mean, like they're they start out as trials riders. If those trials riders can, it's such a good skill to have, right?
Yeah.
I want a trials bike now.
Is that the bike with like no seat? And
Yep. That weighs like approximately nothing.
Yeah.
Ghost,
that
what do you-
would be
what
so
do you-
hard to ride. I feel like.
You should look up videos of Tony Bao. So Tony Bao is like the absolute godfather of trials bikes. The stuff that he
Right.
can do.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I mean, I've seen the video of the trials bikes where the guys are like, it's this tiny little thing, and they'll hop up on stuff, and then they'll hop up on something bigger, and I'm like, and then balance it on top of this big pillar and stuff, and I'm like, how do you have that level of control to do that?
That's amazing.
I can't fathom in my brain, like as a motorcyclist who rides all the time and has been riding for 10 years, I'm like, how though? Like I'll play around at a red light. I'll try to get the speedo to hit 0 without touching the ground and then keep going type thing. That's like the ultimate in my brain. I'm like, oh my god, I hit 0.
It's so good.
Yeah, bro, I don't even know what to do with all this
Oh
talent.
yeah. Well, dude, the
I did
trials
see one
bikes
of
are
those
cool
videos.
because like the center of gravity is like your ankle. Like it's so low. It's crazy.
Oh, interesting. So that must make it easier to balance then.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, because these
Not,
big
not
ADV
that it
bikes are
is
always like,
easy, it is easier. Not
yes,
easy.
I put the error on it for
Well,
sure.
you need
Yeah,
every
yeah.
advantage you can when you're hopping from like rocks.
Yeah, when you're jumping a
Up 10
motorcycle
feet.
8 feet up into the air, yeah.
Yeah,
Psychos.
stuff they do is just crazy. I mean,
It's
like it's
There's
witchcraft.
like
that,
It
or
is.
like the guys that do the off-road stuff that go through like the courses and the way they manipulate a bike to like, I don't even know how to
the hard
describe it.
enduro. Yeah, you're talking about hard enduro because they've got like
Yeah,
the concrete blocks and the like the logs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, those guys are nuts
right.
too. There's one coming up in Tennessee actually. The TKO. It's called the Tennessee Knockout.
Mhm.
And yeah, they do that there. They actually go up riverbeds and stuff like that. So yeah.
Jeez. There's a video of, I think it's Paul Torres racing a T7 in a hard enduro race, like up and over K-rails and just do a bunch of tires, and then he like jumps over a guy at one point, like just wild.
Yeah. So at Erzberg Rodeo a couple years ago, he rode the T7 in the Erzberg Rodeo, which is like typically like 450s, like, and he rides a T7 in it, and
smokes
smokes a bunch of people. Yeah, he didn't finish. A lot of people don't finish, but he got up behind somebody that was like struggling. He gets off. We did a video on this. So he gets off. He goes up to the guy on the 450 and he goes, "Get off the bike." And he takes the bike and he rides it off to the side, and then he goes back to his bike and goes and passes.
Yeah, he just gets him out of the way and goes
yeah, he
past.
just moved him out of the way. Like, you don't belong here. Like, get off.
When you have that much talent that you have to use your talent to get the less talented people out of your way so you can continue using your talent on their motorcycle. That's hilarious. I kind of wanted the story to be like his bike like blew a valve and died, and he was like, "Whatever, you're stuck. Get out of the way." Grabs that
Takes
dude's
his.
bike and then finishes the
Steals
course
his
on
bike.
his bike.
I need to.
I'm sure his sponsor Yamaha would not like that.
Probably not. Yeah, you know you're skilled when you have a sponsor at that level. Like when an OEM is like, "Hey, you can have as many T7s as you need. Do nut shit on it."
And ride them up volcanoes, like he does.
I haven't seen that stuff, dude.
It's
oh my god.
He's got a lot of good like long form YouTube videos, like 16-minute like YouTube videos of just him just absolutely busting that T7 up, whatever. It's crazy. Now Chase is going to go look at it, and then he's going to go buy a T7.
That's what we're hoping for.
We don't need to have this conversation, guys. We've already talked about the Scrambler. We're now getting into the T7. I feel like I'm getting bullied right now to change my garage garage lineup.
Oh goodness.
Ghost, I think you need an ADV bike, actually.
Ghost, yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
I mean, more than the Adventure Ruckus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Ghost, if you think about it, look, you've got a touring bike right now, but really an ADV bike is just a touring bike with like decent suspension and decent tires.
It's a touring bike, but better.
So if you upgrade to an ADV bike, you can still do everything you can currently do on your bike, but you get the option. Anytime you see a dirt road, dirt road passing you can take a hard left. I'm just saying.
I mean, like we were riding a couple weeks ago. If you guys saw the video that dropped today about the Nelson rig gear, we were going down Blood, and I was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a dirt trail over here." We blew right past it. So then me and him were just looking at every single dirt road that we've had.
That's what you do. There's a meme, right, of like the kid in the car, like looking out. It's like me every time I go by a dirt road. I wonder where that goes, right? And that's the thing.
Well, here's the thing that ruined me with the T7 first ride is it made me realize that the T7 is the next level of what my WR250X was.
Genesis.
So I had the Supermoto wheels on it, so it was road only really, but you can do a dirt road on road wheels if you have to, and that bike's only a 250, but the feeling of a motorcycle that you kind of just don't have to give a shit about, that's everything the T7 gave me with better power and more off-road capable.
It's a giggle machine, but mo better.
Yeah, it just feels like a really big supermoto. And like I kind of like phased out of my little supermoto days. Ended up selling my WR 250 because like it was fun to ride it, but like if you got on the highway and you went over 80 and anything touched the handlebars, they would just start wiggling like that.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
So
but then I ride a T7 and I'm like,
I mean, I have an opinion that like either like right now to like a few years from now are going to be absolute golden years for middleweight. When I say middleweight, I'm talking like 650 to 900 adventure bikes, right? That are going to there's going to be a ton hitting the used market. Like somebody who wants to get into adventure bikes, like if you want to pick up like
900, that's a big ass bike. As someone with a Super T, that's 675 pounds.
It's big, but it's also the problem I have with like so I did I went with my friends at Triumph and I helped break in actually Addie was there. Yeah, so we helped break in some of their demo bikes, and I rode the Scrambler 400, amazing bike. I mean, super cool, right? Little underpowered. Like you want to go on the highway, you're pinning it. Like it is wide open, and you cannot do highway like that long, right? And so like if you step up to like a Touareg, like a 660, like that is I think very manageable, right? It's good seat height, that kind of thing. Anyway, the what I'm trying to say is that like middleweight adventure bikes make great touring bikes. They make great just dirt road cruisers, that kind of thing. And you've got the Touareg, you've got the T7. I mean, I think we're going to see a bunch of new.
I think that 450 to like 650, 600 is probably the real sweet spot right now.
Yeah. The MT450
looks
nice too.
No, weight wise.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, you want a sub 500 pound bike for sure.
Yeah. I thought you said weight earlier, and I was like, dude, I got a 700 pound Super T. That's probably not the best.
I was talking about engine size.
Sure.
Yeah, so I was talking about engine size. Yeah, for sure. You want to get under 500 pounds.
Yeah. Sure. So what that's Touareg 660. That's T7. That's gonna be
Transalp.
Scrambler. That's gonna be Transalp. That's gonna be the F800 GS.
Ibex 450.
The new 900. The new GS 900 looks really cool. Too.
Yeah.
I think I've seen photos of that thing. It looks really neat. I'm obsessed with a 1300. I love that bike. The more I look at it, the more
big bike.
The more I look at it, the more I hate it.
Yeah, Patrick and I vehemently disagree with that bike, but
I don't have enough money to look at it.
I mean, I don't have enough money.
Worry about enough money. We live in a crazy world here, okay?
But they smoothed it out for sure. Like it has good lines. I think it's got good lines.
Yeah, I'm totally here for it.
The side profile looks great. The back of it looks great. The headlight makes me want to vomit. Same with the new Super Duke. Super Duke R's.
So how dare you?
Yeah. So the 1250s had the penis light on the front. So that's
also not good. To be fair, also not good. But they made it worse somehow.
Just to piss Pat off, I want to sell all my bikes and I want to get a Super Duke and a BMW 1300 GS.
You won't.
Yeah, of course I won't. Can't afford that. You kidding me? I just threw out $60,000 worth of bikes. Just no shot.
Fix my focus.
I did. Sorry. Okay.
Here we go.
Sorry.
We're getting gonged.
We're getting gonged.
Gonged means we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're getting closer to the end of the show, but we also have. I think Chase is going to be glad that he gets to come back to this segment.
Oh, wait, Ghost Tip of the Week?
You know it, buddy.
Oh, of course.
You missed it last week, so.
I know.
Yeah, so let's do the thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Time of the week. Finally, time for the Ghost Tip of the Week. Yay! That was great. Ghost Tip of the Week. This is sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram, of course. Speaking of tips.
Oh, I missed a little Ghost of the Week. Am I showing this, or are they showing this, Ghost? Or are y'all showing it?
Whatever you want to do. Or you can just read it. Just read it and go.
No, I'm not
okay,
reading.
Show
we gotta show it off.
Show it off,
okay,
then.
Cool. Hold on. I'm getting there. Boom. Ghost Tip of the Week, sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels on Instagram. Don't worry about following your dreams. Just figure out where they're going and hook up with them later on.
Fair enough.
I mean, you don't want to trudge through all the path that it goes through. Just meet him when it
I
gets there.
love
Right?
that this is the exact opposite of it's not about where you're going, but it's about the journey. This
No,
is like,
dog, it's
fuck
about
the
where you're
journey,
going.
Just go to where you're
It's about-
going. You go just ruins that. It's like, hey, I'm gonna take the shortcut. I'm gonna go to the highway. You enjoy your little mountainy road.
I mean, that just tracks with like the older you get, you're just like, I'm going to drive separate. I'll see you there.
No, it's all about the journey, always. That's
well,
where you actually grow as a person. Come on, Ghost.
And if Chase gets the 1300, we can all meet up at Starbucks too.
Yeah.
Oh, screw that. Chase is gonna get a T7's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a good time off road.
Yuppie. I'm gonna get a K truck. Fuck you guys.
Nice.
Pat's gonna go in the opposite direction. I'm just gonna get a K truck.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Nice.
It's
Well,
really
as we
cool.
kind of wrap it up, Mark, is there anything else about the DGR you want to share with everyone here?
Shameless plug.
Any shameless
I'm-
plug?
I think just sign up if you guys are not in Atlanta. There's got to be a ride near you. If there's not a ride near you, then you need to start one next year. Sign up at gentlemansride.com. In Atlanta, we're going to be May 19th. Actually, May 19th worldwide is the date. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time is where we're starting in Atlanta. So, but you got to go to gentlemansride.com to sign up. And even if you're not able to ride, you can go and donate to Chase, to Ghost, to anybody who's already registered in Atlanta, and the money goes for a good cause. So that's what it's all about.
I just again put a link in the chat, and it goes to the OnTwoWheels team.
Nice.
So
Team
if you
on
can't
Twill.
make it,
Oh.
you can kind of support all of us at donating to the team, but it's really about donating to the cause.
Right.
So that's awesome.
And we'll be there, dressed dapper, and we can take photos and look at cool bikes.
Yeah, buddy.
Very
Take
cool.
photos of motos.
Yeah, we'll have to have like the requirements for Moto Photo the week following that is going to be high.
Otherwise, it's
Like,
just going to be
we'll
all our photos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
we're
great.
only gonna
legitimately
accept
it might be,
photos
'cause-
of distinguished motos.
Oh, that thread has kind of been disappointing me lately.
Mm.
Sorry,
Get
Dad.
Yeah,
Yanto,
people-
I'll give a shout out to Yanto. He tried to help me out because I was like, anybody got any good DGR photos? And like, there was nothing. It was like ninjas and stuff. And then Yanto photoshopped himself into like a picture of the DGR, and he was like,
Oh my
"Does this
god,
work?"
that's hilarious.
So-
I
That's
should have I should have grabbed our I don't know where they are, but our photos from the couple years ago. That we have a ton of photos from that one.
Probably in the archive.
Probably somewhere
Deep in the archive.
Well, Mark, we
Yeah.
appreciate you being on the live show, man. This was
Hey,
fun.
thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
absolutely.
for having me on. Yeah, this was a blast. Thank you guys.
Yeah, always good to see you. I run into you quite often around town, so that's always
We
fun.
do. That's right. Even on the road.
I look forward to the inevitable on and off road rides that we are going to be doing soon. Then
Forgot about that.
That better
I
happen.
did not.
I was-
Look. I'm here for the show, and I've been thinking about nothing but those roads since they were mentioned.
Oh no,
so-
no, no! A couple weeks ago, or I guess it's got a month or two ago now. I on the Super T.
Yeah.
I was cruising down 400 on the Super T,
Yeah,
and this
cruising down 400.
Volkswagen starts honking, and I just see someone's arm shaking, and I was like, "Oh, they were waving at me, cool!" And I didn't like realize who it was, and then I
Yeah.
looked and was like, "Oh, it's Mark, cool."
He's like, who's that Civil War general like waving at me from his
Yeah, it's like there's a
GTI?
Civil War general in a Volkswagen waving at me, like, cool, all right.
That's a great story for your way on the way into work, though.
Yeah, it's a good time,
That was cool.
Generally speaking.
generally speaking.
I guess it's time to go, isn't it?
Yeah,
So-
on that one, you got to go.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time, I guess, on Live on Two Wheels, huh?
Bye,
Later,
friends. Small board, to answer your question, there's a guy locally that imports them.